Hey guys, Phil Baumhart here. Today I'm going to be working on making a shield boss for another Viking shield. I've got another short film coming up that I'm going to make, and I need another shield, so I decided to show you how I make the shields that I've used in movies like Viking Proverb and Hellhound. I found it to be an extremely cheap way of making your own shields. You can buy shield bosses offline. The steel that I've got here, this is 16 gauge weldable steel, just a 12 by 12 sheet I picked up at Home Depot. I think the shield bosses you can buy are going to start right around that $12 price range, so you don't necessarily need to make your own, but it does give it a unique look to them. So I like to make my shield bosses 6 inches in diameter, and before I start hammering it out, I draw out the template on the sheet of steel. So I've got a dishing stump here, which has got a little divot that I just cut out with a spoon knife, with a hook knife, and then I just use a ball peen hammer. I think this one is a 24-ounce ball peen hammer. And I lay the cross section over that right at the center. So basically this little dishing stump is just to get it started. Now it's time to take it over to the bigger stump. Okay, so here's what my finished boss looks like. I have it completely dished out, big enough to fit your hand in there comfortably. And this is the line I have drawn for the outside of the boss, and everything else is excess. I'm going to try and cut these lines as straight as possible, because I'm going to use these pieces of steel for something else, like a helmet or maybe some splintered greaves. Okay, now that I got the whole boss cut out, I'm just going to take my file and neaten up the edges. Okay, so now that the boss is finished, it's time to put it onto the actual shield board itself. Now, I've already got the plywood cut out and painted. I've also got the grip of the shield completed and stained. That's just a piece of scrap wood I cut some grooves into and put a coat of stain onto. So first I'm going to drill out the holes in the boss itself. And then once the holes are drilled in the boss, I'll drill out the holes in the shield. Alright, so here it is, boss successfully attached. There's the 4 nail holes. Here's what it looks like on the other side. So these nails are holding the grip to the boss, and then these 2 are just holding the boss to the shield, and that is 100% secure. That is rock solid. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do on the shield, I'm going to try to line the rim of it with rawhide, and I've got this Dogbone that I've been soaking in water for a couple of days, and so this is what I'm going to use for the shields. We'll just unwrap that and we'll see what this sucker looks like. Okay, so now I've got cut the rawhide into 3 strips. I've got 1 strip all clamped up on the edge of the shield, and I've got these carpet tacks, number 6 carpet tacks. I'm going to use these and just nail the rawhide to the side of the shield here. Now that I've got that one piece completely nailed onto the front, you need to flip it over and nail on the back. And as I go, I'm just going to stretch it out and make sure that it's on there nice and solid. Okay, so here's what it looks like, completely rimmed with the rawhide. And now I'm just going to let it dry, and hopefully that's going to, what that should do is shrink and make a really tight fit around the edge of the shield. So I'm just going to wait for a few days and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so here's what the finished Viking shield looks like. With it being plywood and all, it's not 100% historically accurate, but it'll look pretty good on screen, and this is what I'm really using it for, is as a movie prop. So the plywood is very durable. It holds up to a lot of use and abuse. So you can look for this one in an upcoming film, possibly a sequel to Viking Proverb. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, even if you don't plan on making your own Viking shield. Hopefully you thought it was cool and give you a little more appreciation for the amount of work that goes into some of the short films that I make. And if you could, check out the description box below. I've got a crowdfunding campaign going on, so if you're interested in supporting my channel and supporting my films and all that, please check out my crowdfunding campaign and make a donation. Even $1 would go a long way. So until next time, be more Viking.